Welcome to the third part of the video lecture on Aristotle. In this final video on Aristotle, we will take a look at Aristotle's views on tragedy and epic poetry, why he considers tragedy as the most superior form of poetry or art, Aristotle's views on comedy, then a comparison of the mimetic concepts of both Aristotle and Plato. Plato and Aristotle, a comparison, again, a comparison of their contributions to literary criticism. Then finally, why is Aristotle important in the field of literary criticism? At the end of the video, I have also included a few frequently asked questions. Tragedy and epic poetry. Aristotle concludes the Poetics by weighing tragedy against epic poetry. He says that both have many similar qualities like elevated subject matter, representation of the tragic hero, unity of plot, and so on. And some of the major differences that Aristotle points out are that tragedy consists mainly of actions presented in a dramatic form, whereas epic poetry consists of also consists of actions, but the focus is more on the narrative, on the narration part, and these actions are presented through verses. And tragedy is more focused, it is limited to 5 acts. A classical tragedy is structured in 5 acts, and tragedy employs music and spectacle to provide entertainment and pleasure to the audience. Now, the epic poetry is longer than a tragedy, and it is more descriptive. It describes fantastic adventures and battles also. Now, Aristotle emphasizes in his Poetics that for him, tragedy is superior than epic poetry because it is the most refined form of poetry that deals with lofty matters that are serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude, and hence he concludes that tragedy is the most superior form of art. Now, what are Aristotle's views on comedy? Now, comedy generally was considered as a not as a good genre in ancient Greece. And Aristotle also considered comedy as a minor genre because mainly because it dealt with trivial and mundane matters, themes from everyday life, whereas tragedies were concerned with more elevated and lofty themes. And comic actors also depicted the baser characters that you see in society. And while tragedy was composed by the efforts of writers or poets to present men as nobler or much better than they are in real life, comedy, on the other hand, imitated men as lower type of human beings, and the comedies revealed humans worse than they really are. So, the concept of mimesis is central to both Aristotle and Plato. But Aristotle's logic is essentially different from the Platonic concept. Now, we have already seen Plato's views regarding mimesis and poetry. Plato regarded poetry as an inferior art mainly because he considered art that is mimetic in nature as an imitation of an imitation. So, Plato believed that this our world is only a shadow or a reflection of the ideal world of ideas. And for Aristotle, on the other hand, Aristotle regarded mimesis as a creative and dynamic process that bears relationship to learning and acquiring knowledge. The artist or the writer is the creator, and his creations are imitations of human actions, human characters, and human emotions. Aristotle therefore gave a new dimension to the concept of mimesis. Aristotle also implies that the active mode of creation by which mimesis is an active mode of creation by which the particular, the concrete, is transcended to the universal or the abstract. Now, according to Aristotle, art is primarily a free and voluntary activity of the human consciousness that is free from any utilitarian motive. The poet imitates things as they are, things as they should be, and things as they ought to be. Aristotle believed that mimesis is therefore an imitation of inner human actions. So, for Aristotle, mimesis is not mere imitation, it is a creative process, it is an act of imaginative recreation of life and reality. Aristotle also affirmed that good art is tied to morality and truth. Now, let us take a look at Plato and Aristotle as literary critics. What are their differences? Now, Plato was essentially a moralist who had very idealist views, and for him, poetry was an imitation of an imitation, and he considered poetry as an inferior form of art. He said that poets should be banished from his ideal state, the republic. Now, Aristotle, on the other hand, he had a more aesthetic view of art, and his uh, evaluation or his style of criticism is more scientific and systematic. And for Aristotle, writing poetry or composing poetry is a dynamic and a creative process. So for Aristotle, mimesis, as we have already discussed in the earlier slides, mimesis was a very creative process and uh, something that is an act of recreation, an imaginative recreation of reality. And Aristotle considered tragedy as the highest form of art. What is the importance of Aristotle in Western literary criticism? Now, the Poetics, the seminal work of Aristotle, is unrivaled in the history of literary criticism for its sheer penetrating power into the mysteries of art. Now, Aristotle is perhaps the first of systematic theorists. He was an early exponent of the historical and psychological methods in literary criticism, and incidentally, a pioneer in the business of sane literary judgment. So, Aristotle was the first critic who attempted to separate the theory of aesthetics from that of morals. He maintained consistently that the end of poetry is a refined pleasure. Aristotle never allows the moral purpose of the poet or the moral effects of his art to take the place of the artistic end. Now, let's take a look at some of the frequently asked questions. Now, these are very short answers. You may be asked to define these terms or to find the meanings of these terms. We have already gone through all these terms. Mimesis literally means imitation. Hamartia means tragic flaw, error in judgment. Spoudeus refers to the nobility in character. Hubris is excessive pride. Then the important work of Plato is Republic and of Aristotle is the Poetics. Now, who is the critic who said poets would be banished from his Republic? It is Plato. The three unities, unity of time, action, and place. Now, these are some of the paragraph questions. You may be asked to write a paragraph on catharsis, hamartia, what are Plato's charges against poetry, Plato's concept of mimesis, the difference between the mimetic concepts of Plato and Aristotle, Aristotle's definition of tragedy, his views regarding the function of tragedy, and how does Aristotle answer Plato's charge that art is an inferior imitation of reality. And essay questions usually asked are attempt an essay on the contributions of Plato or attempt an essay on the contributions of Aristotle, or you may even be asked to attempt a comparison between Plato and Aristotle as literary critics. I hope these videos on Aristotle were useful to you. Thank you so much for your patient listening and stay safe.